Rand, I need another episode of Fully Cinematic.
Partly inspired by the long Halloween and taking place during Bruce Wayne's second year into his career as a nocturnal vigilante, the Batman explores the Prince of Gotham learning by trial and error as he and Lieutenant Jim Gordon investigate a series of high-profile murders in the city and try to stop the killer from adding to the body count. Like the mood and tone, the story shares themes and story elements with both The Dark Knight, Escalation, The Dark Knight Rises, the intended destruction of Gotham, the plight of the city's orphans, teaming up with Catwoman, and Joker, a villain serving as inspiration to other criminals and Thomas Wayne's secrets. There's a moment when we see Bruce's self-pity as an aggrieved orphan challenged, and that was pretty refreshing. And as I said in my fresh out of the theater reaction video, The Batman is the villain's movie above all. Not only does the film showcase the best versions of the Riddler and Penguin that we've ever had, but the mobster and Carmine Falcone in particular are even upgraded from the Dark Knight trilogy depictions. Seriously, if it hadn't already been common knowledge who the actor portraying Penguin was, I might never have guessed his identity. No longer a mutant nor a walking pun, this Penguin is closer to Robert De Niro's Al Capone in The Untouchables than he is to a member of the Rogues Gallery. And as for the Riddler, gone are the days when he wore a skin-tight green catsuit and mugged for the camera like a moron. This guy's a bona fide serial killer who's smarter than the world's greatest detective. Someone even had the presence of mind to not name him Edward Nygma. John Turturro's Falcone actually comes off as a legitimate mobster as opposed to whatever the hell the criminally miscast Tom Wilkinson was doing in Batman Begins. And Jeffrey Wright gives even Gary Oldman a run for his money as a Hall of Fame Jim Gordon. Let's all just forget J.K. Simmons' brief stint in a trench coat. And Andy Serkis is second to only Michael Caine as Alfred Pennyworth. The car never fails to disappoint either. I'm not calling it the Batmobile, I hate that name. While the scourge of Gotham's new ride isn't as sick as the Tumbler, it outshines most of Bruce's past four-wheelers. Director Matt Reeves followed in the footsteps of both Christopher Nolan and Zack Snyder in stripping most of the cheesiness associated with the character away. In fact, the only instances of goofiness that remain belong to Selina, the Bat himself, and a completely unnecessary tease at the end of the film. When the hell will filmmakers learn that we don't need to be beat over the head with an entire cat motif? Catwoman is a cat burglar and a woman. We get it. She doesn't need to wear cat ears, drink milk, make references to having 9 lives, or own a herd of house cats. And yeah, Robert Pattinson is not the best Bruce Wayne. That title still belongs to Christian Bale, nor is he the best Batman. That's Ben Affleck for my money. But he's by no means the worst fit for the role. But it is weird for Alfred to look more muscular than his boss. How does he fight, you ask? He doesn't top the warehouse brawl in Batman vs. Superman, but he does have better hands than anyone who's strapped on the cowl outside of Affleck. Make no mistake, The Batman truly is a mystery thriller. And even for a movie belonging to that genre, there are revelations galore. Just for starters, no film has ever delved so deeply into either Martha Wayne or Selina Kyle's backgrounds. And where does it rank in relation to the overall Batman filmography? I'd say The Batman is the Caped Crusaders' 5th best cinematic adventure. So there you have it, my spoiler-free rundown of what so far is the best movie of the year. And it may even turn out to be the biggest film of 2022 when it's all said and done. We'll just have to wait and see. In other news, it's time to spotlight a few comments that we got on past episodes. In response to my fresh out of the theater reaction to Death on the Nile, Fresh Out the Shower commented, "This one is on my list. I love murder mysteries. I forgot to check out Murder on the Orient Express. Do I have to watch it first?" It'll be better if you watch the Orient Express first, but Death on the Nile is good either way, fresh out the shower. In responding to what John said about Bruce Willis's film resume during our Rest in Peace DMX episode, Ro Digger said, "Bruce Willis was also in Blind Date, which was a comedy. A good one, too." I saw that, Ro Digger. Phil Hartman was in it, too. Shout out to Fresh Out the Shower and Ro Digger for your comments. And shout out to everyone who subscribed to the channel. But this conversation, I'm logging off.
Fully Cinematic.